Hey guys, this is Communications, and welcome to my rant slash review of The Purge, which I've already forgotten about this movie. I watched it just like Sinister. I did a double feature of Sinister and The Purge, so a double feature of movies starring Ethan Hawke being an asshole, and just because, thought I might as well get, kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. And, just like Sinister, went in one hole, out the other, The Purge is another example of a movie that is like that. It's forgettable. Just really forgettable. Generic home invasion flick you've seen a million times, but the only difference is that it takes place in the future. That's it. It's pretty much it, Purge. But I gotta go a little bit more in depth than that and explain why I don't like it, as usual. But yeah, because I don't like anything. But really, I wasn't expecting much from this film at all, really. The trailer did nothing for me. It really wasn't enticing. It didn't entice me to go see the movie. The advertising campaigns did nothing. Oh, people wearing masks, okay. I saw that in You're Next. That movie sucked. And I gotta admit, I actually thought I liked You're Next more than this, because at least You're Next had that chick who kicked ass and took names. I actually kind of respect You're Next a little bit more now, despite its equally dumb plot. But at least that had, the female lead kicking some ass. Here you really don't have anything like that. You have one scene where Ethan Hawke kicks some ass, but then he gets killed like a bitch. Great! I love it. I really do. It's fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful. But anyway, The Purge, I mean, if it wasn't a hit, then it wouldn't bug me so much. I mean, it was a really cheap movie, and it made $64 million, so it made a profit, and so now it's getting a sequel. And not only is it getting a sequel, but it's also getting an attraction at Universal's Haunted Horror Nights, or I think that's how you say it, Howled Horror Nights or whatever. And then it also has a live traveling show for some reason. I'm like, this movie is really causing that much of a phenomena? Really? I mean, that's pathetic. I'm sorry. This doesn't deserve to cause any type of phenomena or some crazy big deal, shebang. The Purge, really? That's what's getting a live traveling show? That's what's getting an attraction at, Universal Studios? This generic piece of shit? I don't understand it. It's getting a sequel. We have movies that, that I would rather see have sequels, like Moontrap or Split Second. And you have this piece of shit gets a sequel. I'd rather see a sequel to the Friday the 13th remake than see a sequel to The Purge. What else are you going to do? Anyway, now I'll get into what exactly this movie's about. Ultimately why I think it's a piece of shit. Purge is directed by, and written and directed by this guy named James DeMonaco. He wrote the screenplay for Jack with Robin Williams. He wrote the screenplay for Skinwalkers. He wrote the screenplay for the Assault on Precinct 13 remake and directed that. And he also directed a movie called Staten Island, which stars Ethan Hawke. So he's pretty familiar with Ethan Hawke, I guess. I guess he likes to hire Ethan Hawke in whatever movie he can possibly get his hands on, whatever project he gets a chance to direct. So he casts Ethan Hawke here as this character named James Sandin, who is a wealthy home security salesman and lives in a wealthy neighborhood. And the movie takes place in 2022, which about a couple years after the future of Soylent Green. And here in this future, though, there's one night a year for about 12 hours. All crime is legal. So you can rape, you can rob, you can murder, you can do all kinds of stuff, and you're not going to have you're not going to have any consequences for your actions. You're not going to get arrested. You're not, basically everything is fair game. And as the whole idea is that this purge was made in the future so it would help the economy. So basically what the purge has done is it has been helped the economy for some reason. Yeah, the purge is the reason why American, citizens can, live in the lap of luxury, because for one night a year they can rape, they can pillage, and they can murder people. Does that make any fucking sense? Does it make any goddamn sense? I'm sorry. I'm trying to wrap my brain around that, and I can't. I really can't. I guess I have a too high of an IQ to understand this stupidity. It's a stupid idea. So that's the main idea of the movie, is centered around this purge. A 12-hour period during one night a year where people can be assholes and murderers and basically that's supposed to help our economy, because I guess killing homeless people, it means that we are, is a boost in our economy. I don't understand that. I don't get it. How does that work? Give me a lesson. Somebody explain to me in the comments below. How the hell does that work? How do you help your economy by killing people? So isn't that like killing people who could be spending money, that could be, I don't know, buying things to help the economy, or most people could get a job and then help the economy too? I don't understand this. It's also like, okay, you can make, one night a year people steal, okay, so they steal money so they don't have to rob again, I guess. Or they murder this guy so they don't have to deal murder again, so I murder my boss, he's a dick, I'm gonna murder him, and, I'll wait till this time of the year to murder him, and then I'll be okay, I'll be fine. It almost seems like too many people participate in the purge, really. Like, I'm just like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can go in and murder your boss because he's a dick doesn't mean you should go in and murder your boss. It's just everyone's like, I can do it. Of course I can understand teenagers. Come on, teenagers during the purge, that's basically what the people are that attack Ethan Hawke and his family in this movie, are fucking teenagers. So I could see that. Teenagers are stupid anyway, can be dumb. Not all of them are dumb, okay? I know some people who watch my videos are teenagers, but what I'm saying is teenagers can be really dumb and really impulsive, so I could see them doing shit like, oh, I'm just gonna murder everybody I see, because it's fun. The whole premise of the film is what bothers me the most. The way that the movie, the movie's not very long, it's only like an hour and 19 minutes, so it's, not necessarily super boring, because it's not long enough to be boring, so it's just, I guess it's there, but the premise, in my opinion, it's just so insufferably dumb. The explanations they give don't make any sense to why the purge exists. It helps our economy. I don't understand that. Well, your people could steal every night, and they, on the night of the purge, and they can get the money, and they can get themselves out of debt, and buy guns and all that stuff, and that boosts economy. I'm like, so people don't buy guns, or, during the year, so there's just a spike in gun purchases, and that's the reason why our economy is better, and we're killing the homeless people, so that's the reason why our economy is better. It doesn't make any sense. We have Black Friday coming up. That helps our economy. So is Black Friday the purge? Is it what this movie's trying to say? The Black Friday is like the purge? Take away the, you're having to pay anything type part of Black Friday, and people just run over each other for all these deals at Walmart and shit, and that's the purge. So how the hell does that really help our economy? I'm just trying to figure that out. But anyway, get on a tangent here. You're like, well, people buy security systems, and that helps the economy, and I'm like, people buy security systems now. So what if they bought more security systems? Like, it would only temporarily help the economy. Best way to help the economy is to stop outsourcing jobs into other countries and start hiring people in the U.S. Instead of doing the purge. Anyway, that's basically the gist of this movie. The movie opens up with security camera footage of the events of the purge. And to be honest, they're really not that shocking. When you have an idea like this, it would help to go all the way, so then it can at least grab you with its intensity. But the movie's never really that intense. It's rated R, but it doesn't feel R at all to me. It's like a PG-13 movie. There's really not. I don't see how it's a, you know, it's a very weak R. And so basically you have these stuff in the beginning, security cam footage, which doesn't really show much, just people shooting people or robbing places. And then you introduce Ethan Hawke's character and his family. Lena Headey's his wife, Mary. You know, and his neighbor, Miss Grace Farron, played Arija Bareikis. And then they have their daughter, Zoe, played by Adelaide Kane. And then their son, Henry, played by Tony Oller, who is like some nerdy kid who likes to, I don't know, he just likes to wear sunglasses. And he puts together some weird baby tank that he drives around the house to spy on people. Cause that's what needed to happen. That's something that needed to happen. A baby tank. What the fuck? Baby tank? So he's driving his baby tank around, spying on people. The daughter has a boyfriend who basically decides that, you know, he believes that her dad, Ethan Hawke, doesn't agree with their union or whatever. So he's planning on doing something during the Purge. And then the Purge happens. And then they end up locking up the place with a security system. A steel door, you know, basically falls down around the door, you know, front door of the house. And then they basically just wait it out. And then the boyfriend is a dumbass, and his whole plan, I couldn't believe this. Like, I predicted this. I saw this coming a mile away. I'm watching this movie, you know, like the stuff when the boyfriend's talking to his girlfriend, and he's all like, well, your dad doesn't agree with, you know, us being together, and I'm going to do something about that. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Are you going to kill him? Are you going to kill her dad? Is that really what you're going to do? And yep, that's what he tries to do. Walks down the stairs during the Purge and tries to shoot Ethan Hawke. But of course, Ethan Hawke, you know, basically protects himself and shoots his ass back and kills him. And I'm like, oh, what a Harvard graduate. Such an intelligent person. Like, that's a great plan, genius. I'm gonna go kill my girlfriend's dad, and then we're gonna get together later. What? I mean, it's just, how the fuck do you even write that shit? I mean, how do you even write that? Oh yeah, because it's from the writer of Skinwalkers and Jack. No wonder. But anyway, yeah, I mean, really, you dumbass. So he dies, and then the little boy, Tony Oller, Henry, he ends up basically, he sees a guy who's basically the only character I like in this movie. This black guy who's Vietnam, he's a veteran who's homeless, down on his luck. Edwin Hodge plays, he doesn't even have a name, he's just called Bloody Stranger. So this guy, he's running outside during the Purge, and he's bleeding, and he's asking for help, he's screaming for help, anybody can help him. And the boy, Henry, opens the security gates and lets him in. And then the movie drags on and on and on and on with the scene with Ethan Hawke and Lena Headey trying to find the guy because they think that he's going to try to kill them or some shit. And the scene should last maybe 5 minutes, and it lasts 10 minutes too long with the black guy, Bloody Stranger, trying to find a hiding place and basically following the baby tank around the house. And then the last 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes or so, is when these whacked out kids or teenagers or young adults wearing these stupid masks, which really, I guess they're like clown masks, but I don't know, they're not really intimidating or anything. They're just kind of shit you would see in The Strangers and You're Next. And this guy who thinks he's a Bateman from American Psycho with his slick back hair and his suit, his spiffy suits, I half expected him to start, singing Huey Lewis in the News. And he's got a smile on his face. He also kind of looks like Jason Mewes. So, okay, so you have a psychotic Jason Mewes who's trying to get into their house because Ethan Hawke's house, because they let the black guy in and they were trying to kill him, and since they let him in and saved his life, they want Ethan Hawke and his family to send him back out there so that they can kill him, so that they can get their purge. And this guy really is a psychopath. He's a sociopathic, psychotic person. He's a psycho. And I'm supposed to believe, by the rules of this movie, that this guy would not do the same shit, would stop being a sociopath after the purge is over? Bullshit my dick. He'll continue to be a sociopath if he survives the night. So this really does not make any sense to me why the purge exists. Is it a front? Is it a cover? Is it just an act by the government to try to make people feel good? I could kind of see that, but the movie really doesn't expand upon that element. It just says, hey, it's a purge, and it helps the economy. And I don't get it. And I don't get this movie, because it's just stupid. And so you have this guy, American psycho douchebag wannabe, who basically said, he's telling Ethan Hawke and his family, give us the black guy or we'll come in and we'll huff and we'll puff and we'll blow your house down and we'll get in there and we'll kill him and we'll kill your family. And you have useless scenes of this guy smiling at the camera, at the security camera, his cohorts, who are like little teenagers, just dancing around like idiots, swinging on a swing. Some dude flips him off, flips off the security camera, and then you have some drama dealing with the black guy ends up kidnapping the daughter because he says, I need to survive, I need to do this, I don't want to do this, but I need to survive. And Ethan Hawke then ends up knocking him out, and he's wounded, so then he's a dick, just like he was in the Sinister, of course. And asked Lena Headey to stab him, grab the letter opener and stab his wound, because I need to tie him to this chair and roll him to the bad guys outside. And Lena Headey stabs him in his wound, torturing the poor guy. I mean, yeah, Ethan Hawke, you're such a great person. You're torturing somebody. You're torturing this poor man. I want to survive. I need to protect my family. I understand that, but you could have done a different approach. I don't know. Started fighting him right from the beginning for your family and this guy, instead of taking forever to finally realize that what you're doing is wrong. So he's stabbing him, having Lena Headey stab him, and then Lena Headey's like, "This is wrong. Why are we doing this?" Ethan Hawke's about ready to roll him out to the bad guys, and I think it's the character, I believe, who's this main polite leader is his name, Rhys Wakefield. Polite leader. He doesn't even have a name. It's just polite leader. Because he smiles and he's nice, but really deep down he's a psycho. I haven't seen that before. So anyway, the black guy, Bloody Stranger, Edwin Hodge, he tells Ethan Hawke that, I like this moment where he's all like, just let me go, just save your family and let me go. And Ethan Hawke's like, no, we're gonna fight. And then you have a cool scene where Ethan Hawke fights a couple, of these invaders. Of course, that's after they break in extremely easily, which made me flip my fucking lid watching this scene. What happens? This is how easily that these fucktards break into Ethan Hawke's super high security system in his house. They bring some chains, and I guess tie it up to the steel door and pull it down and just walk right the fuck in. And what? Like, how the hell do you wrap chains around a smooth metal steel door? Can you explain that to me? How the hell is that even possible? It doesn't even show these guys even wrapping the chains around the door. You just see them drag some chains, then the door is pulled down and they walk right in. I refuse to believe that it's that fucking easy to get into a steel door with nothing to connect the chain to. How the hell do they do that? I mean, they might as well have just been using their dicks to open the goddamn door while they're at it. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Fuck you get in the house by just wrapping... There's nothing to wrap around the door. There's nothing to do. So it makes more sense that they'd use like a bazooka, or they'd use a welding torch and burn a hole into the door instead of acting like dumbasses on the camera and flipping people off and skip to my loo all over the place. So they walk right in like it's nothing, which I just call bullshit on that. And then Ethan Hawke has one moment where he's a badass with a shotgun, which he holds weirdly for some reason. He's got a handle on top of it. And he blows away some chick right in the chest, stabs some guy with an axe, and he's having these moments where he's kicking some ass. I'm like, okay, cool, all right, I like where this movie's going. Nope. And then he gets stabbed in the back by a polite leader like a bitch and dies. And then I just really, really want to lose it. I mean, what? I'm sick of that shit. I am really sick and fucking tired of these movies that have this lead character who has one moment in the entire movie where he finally decides to do something, stop sticking his thumb up his ass and actually do something and kick some ass, and he just gets fucking wasted in 2 seconds flat. I'm sick of that. Shit happened in Tron Legacy where Tron came back and then I fight for the users and then he gets killed in 30 seconds. Same shit happens here with Ethan Hawke in this movie. He has one moment, one shining moment where he stops being an asshole and decides to do the right thing. And what does he get for it? He gets stabbed. So he dies, and then you have this stupid twist where the neighbors show up and they shoot polite leader in the head, and then they have this stupid reasoning behind why they're trying to kill Lena Headey and her family. Their reasoning is this: I hate you. And Lena Headey's like, why are you doing this? Please don't kill me. Don't kill me and my kids, my babies. It's like, why am I doing this? I'm doing this. We're doing this because you stole from us and you just rubbed it in our faces. I'm like, what the fuck? What did they steal? Like, you lied to us or some shit? Like about the security systems that you chose to buy? You didn't have to buy the security systems, you dumb bitch. You could have just fucking not bought them. You didn't have to buy them. You don't take it out on them for shit that you... I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I can't even put a sentence together. It's so stupid. Really? That's your reasoning? You stole from us because you rubbed it in our faces. Oh, because we sold you security systems that you bought on your own free will. Yeah, we stole from you. Oh, that really happened. It's so stupid. It's like, for example, think about this. You buy a lot of shit on eBay, okay, and you get the stuff, and then you go on a rampage later at the sellers because they stole from you. They were enticing and they sold you all these movies and they stole money from you and they rubbed it in your face. So then you go in and you kill them. Does that make any sense? No. It's just like people who sue McDonald's because they think McDonald's is making them fat. It's just as nonsensical, as stupid as that. I'm going to sue McDonald's because McDonald's makes me fat. Even though I bought the burgers and I ate them. I hate McDonald's because they're making money off my fat ass because I chose to eat those fucking 20 Big Macs, and then I'm mad at them and I'm gonna go kill them later because they were in the wrong. Really? What the fuck? So then after the black guy then shows up, after he disappeared for like the last 20 minutes or so of the movie, Edwin Hodge shows up, shoots a couple neighbors, things start to calm down, and I like this line that Lena Headey says. She's all like, They've had enough of this shit. And tonight, we're all gonna make it through this night in peace and fucking quiet. And I like this line too. I don't think this is the exact line, but I like this line too when it's about a few minutes before the purge is over. And you have the neighbor sitting quietly in the living room, Lena Headey and her family. And the one lady, the neighbor lady, she tries to grab a shotgun. And Lena Headey grabs it and smacks her right in the nose. And then Lena Headey's all like, then the alarm goes off, the purge is over, and then Lena Headey tells the asshole neighbor bitch, you know, now get the fuck out of my house. I didn't mind that scene. And then as the movie ends, the purge is over, and then you have some narration on audio at the end credits saying that Texas was the state that, you know, had the most people doing the purge. So everything's bigger in Texas, like bigger in Texas, I guess, including mass murder and crime. And then, of course, you hear the bullshit that our economy hit a new high after the purge tonight. I'm like, really? I don't get this shit. Don't understand. Don't. Fuck. So, that's the purge. And this movie's so fucking stupid, it makes you want to purge your brains out of your ass. You're going to be puking brains for weeks. This movie's shit for brains. Such a dumb idea. This doesn't make any fucking sense. Why people wouldn't continue to do these crimes after they've gotten a taste of it. This is like, hey, let's try out anarchy for one night and see what happens. I don't think it would, you know, everything will be hunky-dory for the rest of the year after, you know, people would murder people. And you're not going to expect any kind of, you know, comeuppance, you know, revenge or some shit. And sociopaths and psychopaths and nut jobs are just going to stop being crazy motherfuckers? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either. Yeah, this is an excellent idea. So even if I could get past the whole idea of the purge and how stupid it is, the movie on its own is just generic. It's bland, it's uninteresting, it doesn't barely have any kind of action or anything going for it until the last 20 minutes. The first hour is basically nothing. Extended overlong scenes of baby Tank trying to draw a bloody stranger into a hiding place. It just really, I mean, you have one moment that might be badass but is ruined by some bullshit. And then you have a stupid twist of the neighbors, and the reasons don't make any goddamn sense. It's like, this movie doesn't make any goddamn sense. And I didn't make any goddamn sense why this movie made as much money as it did, and it's getting a franchise either. But it is. And I really don't know what else to say except for rate it out of 5 stars. I guess I liked it a little bit more than Sinister, because at least it had Edwin Hodge kick some ass, and a few live scenes with Lena Headey I liked, and that one scene with Ethan Hawke where he actually did something other than flossing his teeth with his butt hairs. But other than that, it's a pretty lame ass movie, and I don't have any desire. I don't want to own this. I don't want to watch it again. I have no hope for the sequel or the live attraction or the horror, you know, Universal Horror attraction or some shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about this movie. And if you like it, that's cool. But I didn't like the Purge at all. You know, the only Purge I'm gonna get later is the one out of my stomach as I just start puking my guts out. This movie's just sickeningly stupid, moronic, dumb, and lame. And it's also really dull. So anyway, thanks for watching my rant of the Purge. And I'll see you guys later. See ya.